Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Jimmy wanted to come to you with a quick little video to show it to you. Either maybe you'll watch it tonight with mom and dad, or maybe you'll see it tomorrow in school before the actual assessment. Next 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll be taking the Ohio State test for ELA, English Language Arts. I always like to start with a quote, and I write a note to my daughter every day. And in that note, I always put a quote. And I think this one's perfect for us the next 2 days. And even when you get into math from Miss Banjoff towards the end of April, the biggest competition is myself. I'm not looking to follow others or pull them down. I'm planning to test my own boundaries, and that's what this is all about, ladies and gentlemen. It's not only this test; it's every day, really. Uh, every single day is a competition. It's a competition for you and what you want to get out of that day, what you see yourself completing and finishing at the end of the day. That's the biggest competition. It's not with the person next to you. It's not with the class next to us. It's really with ourselves, and you need to test your boundaries, not other people's. So today and tomorrow, and even when math in a couple weeks here, and just in general, again, you want to give your best effort. And that's really, I love that quote by Sophocles. Success is dependent on effort. When we get lucky, boys and girls, it's because we've exhibited effort in the past. We don't just happen to find luck and it just bestows itself upon us. It's through hours and hours of practice and diligence and perseverance that when we do get lucky, it's really because we were prepared. And tomorrow or today and Wednesday is no different. You're going to have success these next 2 days because we prepared throughout the school year. Now, can we use some more time? Yeah, sure. I could always like some more time before a test, but unfortunately, we don't dictate to when the test is administered. We just follow directions and we take care of business, and that's what we're going to do these next 2 days. We're going to take care of business in an orderly manner. We're going to dedicate our time. We have an hour and 5 minutes each day, which is I think an hour 45 minutes. I don't do math anymore, but I think that's an hour and 45 minutes. That's an hour 45 minutes of concentrated focus. Now you can watch a YouTube video. You can probably TikTok for an hour and 45 minutes, which is all great, but in the end, they don't get you anywhere where you weren't before. Taking this test is it's gonna test your limits. You're gonna find out a little bit more about yourself as a learner, and that's what's important. Testing your educational limits, your mental capacity. Uh, that's what it's about, boys and girls. Giving our best effort. Okay, some strategies to think about before you even delve into the entire test. You're gonna have probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 stories to read the next 2 days. I don't really know, but you want to read the title of the selection first. So, for example, many of us are reading Home of the Brave. If I were to read that and look at the cover of the story, I would see Keck, who I would know his name, and I'd see cattle, I'd see a barn in the background. So I think about somehow this is about some boy who falls in love or who holds a cow livestock important to his life. I'm making predictions because that's the next thing we want to do. Based on the title, let's make some predictions. This will help focus us on the task at hand. Once I do that, once I do step in 1 and 2, read the title, then make predictions based on the title, I want to preview the questions before I read the text. So you're going to have the option before you actually start answering the questions to read, or before you start reading the text, to read the questions. That's going to give you a focus, a purpose for why you're reading this text. And what's nice about this is as I read the questions and then I go back and read the text, the answer to question one will probably be early on in the text. Question two will be early on or after question one in the text. They're sequential, they follow in order. All right. But again, we want to have a reason or a purpose for reading this text. I understand for us, we immediately say, I want to read because I want to do well in the test. Yeah, that's great. But that's one purpose. But now, as we get to the text, we already have a purpose for I want to answer the question of this. It says, what's the tone in this story? So, what's kind of the mood in this story? Is it something that's depressing? Is it something that's uplifting? Is it a is it something that shows someone kind of going through some struggles in their life? We want to understand why we're reading this text. We want to begin to read text and look for that first question's answer. All right. And I want to stop and ask myself questions as I read. Don't just read straight through. Stop. Read a paragraph or two. Summarize that paragraph. All right. And then I want to read for purpose and understanding. I love this quote here. Continuous effort, not strength or intelligence, is the key to unlocking our potential. Because through our continuous effort, We will build strength. We will build intelligence. But if we don't have that continuous effort, we'll never build those two things. And that is the key to unlocking our potential. All right. Finally, over the next 2 days, I want you to be content. That's the fancy word for be happy, like in that little coffee mug up there. Or look at my smiling face right here. That is me actually showing joy. I'm ecstatic in that picture. I like my shirt. I like my tie. I like the background. Gray goes well with my shirt and tie. And as you guys probably know, I wear about the same tie every single day. But boys and girls, in the end, it's not about making your parents happy. It's not about making me happy. It's not about making Miss Banjoff happy. It's about you being happy with your performance. If you're happy with your performance, then more than likely the three parties I just mentioned, Banjoff, parents, and Giamini, will be happy too. All right. And just as you're going through today, before you start the test, think about what your goal is. Think about what you want to do. Think about how you want to go about doing those things. If you could start doing that, boys and girls, I'm 100% guaranteed that when you get your results in August, that you'll be ecstatic to see how it turned out for you. All right. I won't be able to see all of you today before the test. I wish you well. I wish you well on Wednesday as well. And I'm excited to see what you do on the math test as well. And once we get back from spring break. So give it your best. Success is built on effort. All right. And again, remember those strategies. And I wish you well. Thank you for all of your effort you give me all school year, ladies and gentlemen. Today is just another day to put forth your best. Thank you.